Good evening, everyone. I'm Michèle Stanners, and as one of the many creatives in this city, in this room, I'm often perplexed by how so many citizens and politicians still view the arts. What if art could actually be used and seen as a powerful disruptor and for positive social movement and change? So let me tell you a story, a true story. The year is 1995, and Bogotá, Colombia, is listed on the International Watch Advisory as the most dangerous city in the world. It's rampant with narcotraficantes and warlords and corruption, and traffic deaths caused by people fearing carjacking tops 1,500 a year. So the streets are a nightmare. You're the new mayor, not you. What do you do? Enter Antanas Mokas, a university professor of mathematics and philosophy who campaigned for mayor on a platform of nonviolence with the slogan, "Arm yourself with love." Well, he won, promising that the first thing he would do would be to deal with all these traffic deaths. After 2 months and no policy ideas in sight, he almost gave up when one of the elders in the community jokingly said, "When there's nothing left to do, send in the clowns." Well, he had his answer, and within weeks, he fired 400 traffic cops and replaced them with mimes. Yes, mimes, who now controlled the street corners with nothing but a sign that said correcto if the car stopped at the red light, and incorrecto if it didn't. Now, surely you asked, they gave out tickets? No. They had guns? No. They were doubly unarmed, with neither words nor weapons. He also had painted on the pavement shooting stars everywhere someone had been killed to make people think twice before jumping into a busy intersection. Policy makers take note. In the first year, traffic deaths dropped by 50%. Antanas was creating what he called a cultura ciudadana, a citizenship culture, which was fertile ground for him to then introduce a voluntary disarmament program aimed at reducing the percentage of murders that were committed by guns. And as a result of City Hall's campaign, "Let all guns be at peace for Christmas," the homicide rate dropped drastically in just 10 years. What did he do with the weapons? They melted them into spoons, and they gave them to thousands of disadvantaged children, with each spoon inscribed with the words, "I was a gun." This artist mayor preferred to see himself as a pedagogue and his city as a large classroom. He realized that he had very little time to address a societal problem that had reached crisis proportions, and he understood the transformational power of an intervention that is artistic in nature, and how art enlarges the repertoire of conceivable actions, and how it acts as an acupuncture point to spread through the whole system. And he understood how art moves people from apathy to empathy. Pedestrians who were used to rushing around, scared, not trusting anyone, would arrive at an intersection to encounter not a large, heavily armed police officer, but a clown. And one that appeared to have the situation under control. The clown evoked an unexpected emotional reaction, and we know that there is never lasting change without emotion. Artists are disruptors by nature. They are truth tellers, and they are the augurs of the future. Picasso shocked humanity into revulsion of the Spanish Civil War with his Guernica. And when he unveiled his portrait of Gertrude Stein, it was totally panned by the critics who said, oh, it doesn't look at all like her, to which he quipped, oh, don't worry, it will. True story, true story. So let's come back closer to home. Here in Olympic Plaza stand the famous 5 statues. So at the turn of the 20th century, Alberta jurist Emily Murphy was infuriated that she couldn't be elected because she was not legally a person. So she organized a movement and with 4 friends and with teas and parades and songs on October the 18th, 1929, that changed for all Canadian women. And 70 years later, Calgarian Frances Wright was behind the creation of these 5 big, beautiful bronzes who remind us and invite us to sit among them and celebrate these disruptive change makers and champions of human rights. Another pedagogue artist, Michael Green, in 2012, when Calgary was named Canada's cultural capital, took on the biggest challenge of his shortened life to help Calgarians better understand their shared history with the nations, the 5 nations of Treaty 7. How else but through art, a powerful, large-scale, and disruptive theater production that continues to inspire new initiatives. One of these is the Common Ground Dinner Series, which a group of community leaders launched last spring. The classroom, 80 influencers from our Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities. The disruption, inviting an artist, a painter, a poet, a photographer, to manifest a shared hope for the future through the Indigenous way of knowing and understanding the land. Ever ask yourself, does the land have rights? Well, we did. By exploring such themes as land and the law, land and medicine, land and energy, the statement of hope that emerged from our land and education table was, when education is balanced with play, creativity, and freedom, we are wisely aware and life is good. We now have a curated collection of extraordinary art, and we've inspired 80 ambassadors of reconciliation. Imagine our city with a cultura ciudadana grounded in the arts. We would be more connected than divided. Our leaders would recognize art as a public good and a powerful disruptor for positive social movement and change. And our collective humanity would be forever expressed by artists. I end with the words of William Carlos Williams. It is difficult to get the news from poems, yet men die miserably every day for lack of what is found there. Thank you.